my delicious feta cheese is at 36.
You see, you need to start eating chocolate covered almonds now instead of your feta cheese in your salad, because maybe the salad is ranked not bad here.
I'm
This is like,
flabbergasted. You got
oh,
like
it's
okay. We've been frustrated about the food guidelines for a long time, and now there's a new set of guidelines that they're thinking about putting forward. The Tuft Food Compass. What's it helping us to understand?
So there was a lot of article that caught my attention in the past week about this new compass. It aims to discriminate healthfulness of foods of forefront of package labeling, warning labels, taxation, company ratings. So what's interesting with that new system is that they gave a score from 0 to 100 in terms of closest to 100 is healthier to 8,000 different foods coming from.
The foods were coming from the USDA's Food and Nutrient Database for Dietary Studies.
What was interesting with that system is that they have 9 categories where they evaluate all the food. So basically the nutrient ratios, vitamins, minerals, food-based ingredients, additives, processing, specific lipids, fiber and protein, and phytochemicals.
What I want to point out to Wellness Warriors is that they've lumped together fiber and protein. Fiber and protein are two completely different. Protein is a building block that our body needs, whereas fiber is something that we think we need, to eliminate.
Yeah.
Why are they lumping these two things together?
And basically it's a carbohydrate.
And it's a carbohydrate on top of it.
How they calculate, like with all those 9 categories, it's like a spider web, basically a little graph. So they have this like method of giving a score on 100 to 8,000 different food. We didn't find the 8,000 different scores with like the little map of what they're telling us they did, but we don't have the detailed data. So we have summarized data that absolutely makes no sense.
Even on this first page, just to give the examples that they give of what's healthy versus what's not healthy, we have raspberry scoring 100%. So fructose, but okay. We have almonds, salted, oxalates. We have vegetable curry. What vegetables are in there? We don't know, but that scored a 90. Well, I like the tuna salad with light mayonnaise though. So light mayonnaise, now usually that means it has other things in it to make it taste relatively okay, but that's scoring a 73. Cappuccino that's non-fat is also scoring a 73. Compared to what's on the horrible list, okay, pudding ready to eat, I could agree with that. Instant noodle soup, I could agree with that. Cheeseburger at 8, I could agree with that. Cornflakes, 19. Again, so everything that was on the horrible side, pizza, I could agree with that.
But remember this one guy's cornflakes at 19. That's an important number.
Okay, and then we have in the middle, which are foods that they say you can eat in moderation. We have sweet potato chips. Have a hard time with that one, but okay. Chicken breast grilled, no skin. That's a moderation food, not a healthy food. And it's chicken breast with no skin. There's no fat in there. So I think that's why that's winning.
That's weird because like that's the leanest cut of meat you can have. You would have thought that it would have scored better than that. But something tells me that they really do have a carb oriented
let's look at what scored 61. So chicken breast scored 61, and a turkey burger or chicken burger with a bun scored 50. Does anybody see a craziness happening there?
It's just starting.
So anyways, let's move forward.
So just before like you those 3 categories, basically if your score is above 70, it's encouraged. If your score is between 31 and 69, it's in moderation. 30 or below, like it's to be avoided.
So it is an algorithm that they're using, and all of these elements, they're coming together to create a final score. And they don't really give a lot of details, or maybe like whatever. Maybe if we had the original process, we might be able to see that. But would I even be able to understand it? So that's a whole other conversation. But so what's frustrating to me is that part of their process isn't how the body responds to certain foods. So we know that there's certain things that if you eat them, your weight will rise, or that you will have metabolic issues, or that you said, and it's like that's not part of their criteria, or is it? I mean, again,
No,
it's
it's
very
not.
vague
I've
from what they're
seen
saying there.
in multiple article I've read about that new compass. That's what they're saying. Like they don't take into consideration, for example, carbs. Like the amount of carbs of those food and the way it's metabolized in your system. So they propose a all new system to give hints about what's healthy and what's not healthy, solely relying on carbs. That's gonna just like push the obesity epidemic like even further. That makes no sense.
Now they want to put this on the front of packages, which I agree with
Yeah.
having our health information on the front of packages. I would rather see them put that nutrition thingy on the front of the package and just then put this,
Yeah.
because that nutrition chart that we have on the back of packages, at least it's giving you the information. It's telling you this is how much carb, this is how much protein, this is how much fat, and then I have to make my own decision. This thing is actually saying, oh, strawberries are healthy. Oh, Cheerios are healthy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just giving you a final destination without any data to let me make that decision.
So imagine you go to the grocery store and you have your package of strawberry that has like 100%, and you go to the meat section and the beef 20% fat, I think, or the regular like not even lean has 20, 28 or 25. Like you never buy the beef and you're always like full up on strawberries. Like it does just like
So one of the things that we talked about multiple times is that when you juice a vegetable or a fruit, you're getting all the sugar out, which is less healthy. And when you look at their top drinks, we got celery juice and tomato juice as 100%, fruit and vegetable smoothies at 87%, carrot juice 84. So like all the, basically they're telling you take your vegetables, juice them, and that is
But wait, we're in the category. Look, those numbers, we're going to give you examples. They did categorize them. So we have the beverages, the grains, the fruits, the seafood, dairy, eggs, and meat, the mixed dishes, the savory snacks, and sweet desserts. So in the beverages, basically, what I'm understanding from that is that like your celery juice that has 100% is better than your soft drink soda that has a score of 1. That we cannot disagree with that.
And I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
But if you keep going up the list here, I mean, okay, so we have Gatorade, Monster, Red Bull. These are all things. So, okay, before pause. One thing that you said to me that made us decide to do this video in the first place was that one of the things that they were trying to solve was that people do not know how to decide what's healthy. Like beyond soda not healthy versus like vegetables healthy, they don't know how to look at food and decide what's healthy. I kind of agree with that in the sense that we think that the stuff on the inside of the grocery store, so in the aisles, we still believe that there's stuff in there that's healthy. I have been trying to get Wellness Warriors to see that you should never be going into that section unless you need salt and spices or olives. Anything else you can get on the outside of the store, and you're going to get them like canned vegetables. I would suggest that you go and get the real
We
vegetables.
forgot about coffee. I want my coffee.
Oh yes,
in the
coffee. Sorry, the coffee is also in the middle of the store. So yes, coffee. So there's 3 things that we can get on the inside of the store. But just looking at this list, right? Because like they're giving examples, and this is, we're just in beverages. This is the first one. They're giving examples, and then we have tea, ice bottle, frozen coffee drink, cranberry juice. I mean, like honestly, as we're going forward, is there even a drink on here that I would drink? Coffee, cappuccino, not cappuccino, no, because there's milk in there.
Again, like that's interesting.
Coffee,
Cappuccino
non-fat.
ranks 58, and coffee cappuccino non-fat ranks 73.
Which shows a very clear lean towards low fat. We haven't even gotten to the second category yet. And what are we noticing? This is a repackaging of the Canada Food Guide, the American Food Guide.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm sure that university got paid how much to do this research? Oh, can we put on the screen that little green, blue, red that they had?
Yeah.
Because Wellness Warriors, I want you to just see how they have it laid out. Like, we're so retarded that we couldn't understand that pasta is less healthy than, well, okay, now I wanted to say that we couldn't figure this out, but I look at the top of it and I see Cheerios, I see General Mills Total, I see
we're in the grains categories. Like you're getting ahead of yourself.
Okay, so Wellness Warriors, what happens when you're being absolutely lied to? Because how are you telling me that General Mills Cheerios is any different than bread pita? Well, maybe. Oh no, there might be sugar in here. No, there's sugar in there
There's
too.
sugar in Cheerios too.
Okay,
It makes
sorry.
no sense how they gave Cheerios a 95, even compared to rice, wild, 100%, no fat added as a 72, which to me, like, it's still a carb. We agree. But there's no sugar added, and it's not processed, and it's not like in their little 9 categories, like spider web thingy. How did General Mills Cheerios rank 95? I have no idea. But some things tell me that maybe General Mills was a sponsor of that study. I don't know.
I doubt it.
And
I think this was
interestingly
more to
enough,
do with the fact
and
that
interestingly enough, I could see like in the low 20s other brands of sweet cereals like the Captain Crunch and the Corn Pops, but the regular bland cornflakes that like I was eating when I was young. But this one has like 19, where the Cheerios has like 95. I don't get it.
because honestly, like it makes me want to scream when I'm looking at this stuff. So let's just go to the page. We have Cheerios, because what they're saying is that Cheerios is healthier than any of the stuff that's on the lower side here.
Yeah.
So let's just look at what. So ingredients. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to be annoyed. Whole grain oats, corn starch, sugar, salt, trisodium phosphate, calcium carbonate, monoglycerides, that's sugar, and tocopherols.
Okay.
Now, let's look over here. I want to just point something out.
I thought it was worse than that. To be
You
honest,
thought it was going to be worse than that? That's horrible.
That's horrible.
But
thought
can
it
I
was-
point something out? Down here on the bad side, I thought I saw, hold on. I'm sorry, oatmeal instant plain with milk is at 58. Just
Ow.
pointing this out. Oatmeal
Ow.
is just the oatmeal. Plain, and you added some milk. How is Cheerios, even if I just, now if we were to say,
But again, like maybe in their spiderweb thingy, it scores a bit higher because they added like fake vitamins and stuff like that. But it makes it more processed.
It scores a little bit higher because
Because
they
like
added,
maybe they add some vitamins and
thank you, I didn't,
and
you're right. They added, they fortify their stupidness.
it's healthier because like it's fortified, but it makes it more processed.
Like pancakes plain is at 13. Frosted flakes is at 15. I don't understand how, okay, frosted because they're frosted, okay. But I don't understand how cornflakes is at 19.
It's not fortified.
Okay, so let's do the
Let's do that.
exercise.
In their head, in their algorithm, it makes sense because probably too the Cheerios are made from oat, whereas the cornflakes make from corn. So maybe corn has less nutritional value and vitamins than oat.
I would agree with that, but I mean,
But-
like oats are the same
It's
thing.
so-
But whatever. But I want to
Yeah.
I just want to see what's gonna.
And while you're on the cornflake thing, so just keep in mind, 1 cup gives you 20 grams of carbs. You can easily have 2.5 cups for a small bowl of cereal that will give you 40, 50 grams of carbs, right? Like at your breakfast. And you would still be hungry.
For cornflakes, you have milled corn, sugar, corn and barley malt extract, salt. Malt is a kind of sugar.
Here, yeah.
Color, BHT. I don't know what BHT is.
This is I think just the product to preserve the freshness.
Then we have the added vitamins and minerals: iron, niacinamide, thiamine, hydrochloride, D-calcium, panthenate, pyridoxine, and so we have some added stuff.
Okay.
And it might contain some soy.
So basically, like less nutritional vitamins and minerals, and then the.
But is
that's
it that
But-
much less?
No, yeah. The 100%, like you have the raw fruits, so raw nectarine, raw strawberries, peach, papaya, orange, lemon, grapefruit. Interestingly enough, what they put in that category, fruits, fruit dessert with cream and or pudding. Why is not in the sweet desserty category? I'm not sure. Cherries, apple candied, banana chocolate covered with nuts ranks 34, but you'll see later that another thing covered in chocolate has 90, but the banana that ranks at 90 something, you cover it with chocolate and nuts, like it drops to 45. Makes no sense.
Okay, so raw banana actually comes in at 83. Why?
So adding
Because
chocolate?
there's no fiber or
Yeah,
less
but
fiber.
why adding the nuts should be good, and the chocolate, whereas in other examples it's still ranked 90, lowered the score by half. There's more calories, okay. No indication of the sugar content of those fruits, no indication of the way your body metabolizes it, no indication of the fructose content. That's very damaging to your liver. So yeah, and a bunch of 100. So
the hundreds, actually, what I do find interesting is that the hundreds are the things that either are lower in sugar, so strawberries are there, or the things that have more fiber.
Yeah.
And then when you start to go down, it's like, yeah, your peach, your canned, or your canned. Actually, it's your canned or your candied things. I'm just surprised to see banana was down lower. So
lowered.
Interestingly, but I think it's because it has less fiber. That's my guess. It's amazing to me. Like, if we look at the seafood, dairy, eggs, and meat, first of all, that this entire section isn't 100. I'm annoyed. But let's go through what we have here, because okay, hot dog, I could understand why that's not coming in at a high number. It's coming in at 3. Beef jerky is coming in at 11. Salami so these processed meats, I understand.
Could just go
but
go
then we
home.
go to dairy. We have American cheese, feta cheese, I mean Swiss cheese.
All the cheeses
are
good.
like 40 and down. 40 and less. Milk is coming in at 49, whole milk. I'm gonna bet you that skim milk, skim milk came in at 67. Skim milk, you've left the sugar in, but you've taken the fat out, and they're saying that's better for you. If you go, go further
Interestingly enough, like I just saw, we were talking just before with the liver, there is chicken liver there, braised, and it's at 73. So the liver scores better than the white meat, or the white chicken or the beef, because it's liver. Like, so there's more vitamins and minerals.
What I also want to point out is that we have salmon broiled in oil coming in at 95. Yogurt Greek non-fat plain coming in at 95. Can I just point out that in this section there's not 100%?
Not one. No, yeah, there's
no nothing that's at 100%.
There's no 100%. Yeah, it's true.
Right, in vegetables, fruits. In fruits we had 100%.
We should all be vegetarian, sweetie. That's why.
There's a clear lean towards carbs in this.
Okay, but look at the mixed dishes, the section under. What's interesting is that like there is 100% there. Is it like it's a seafood, garden salad, tomato, carrots, other vegetables, no dressing. So according to their algorithms, I think like the more complete a food or a meal is, the higher is going to score. Whereas like just the salmon broiled in oil got 95. This you have the little vegetables that are going to give you the vitamins and minerals you're lacking in the other one. But then you probably shouldn't put in the same study the mixed food and the meals with the whole food. And I think that makes no sense. On their 8,000, they should have ranked the whole foods, and you take the decision to combine what you want to combine together.
That would have made more sense. So give us the opportunity to combine together what we want to combine. Yeah, I agree with that. My gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, Wellness Warriors, check this out. Jelly sandwich on white bread, got a 1. Sloppy Joe on a bun, got a 1. So a sloppy Joe is when you cook some kind of ground meat and put it on bread. That got a 1. Instant noodles with eggs, shrimp, or chicken got a 1.
But you'd rather
a beef or pork hot dog on a plain white bun got 3. Am I just not understanding what?
Go get the Mickey D's cheeseburger with condiments because
I will say that I'm not necessarily saying that I want you eating bread, because you know how I feel about bread and I think it's a waste of time. But I'm just not understanding why putting meat on a piece of bread erases. Okay, so again, I'm not.
Look at this one.
I'm
sausage, potatoes, carrots, broccoli, dark green leafy vegetables,
and
like
gravy.
There's nothing wrong in there. Like
sausage. Well, there's lots wrong in there, but I mean, for the average person, no.
No, for the average,
And yet it got a 36.
Okay,
because of the gravy, maybe. Because of the sausage. Because of the sausage.
But higher than that, you have the pizza with pepperoni from school lunch, medium crust. You get a 48.
Oh my goodness!
Come on!
Oh my goodness! I didn't see that. No, really? Okay, yeah, that's ridiculous.
Peanut butter sandwich, reduced fat peanut butter, whole wheat got a 63.
And which is better than a sausage and
it's me that's this week that's getting like upset with all that
beef enchilada with chili, gravy, rice, and refried whatever got a 15, but the school lunch pizza got a 48.
Yeah. So this is the first category where clearly there's within the same category there's like some aberration there. Like
Oh
from
my gosh,
what we
rice.
saw before, like
Rice brown with beans and tomatoes got a 76. There's not even a piece of meat on that.
yeah. No, but probably you get your proteins from the beans and like again like
But it's not going to be better than a piece of meat.
no, of course not. But like
I mean,
in
pork.
this- in
I'm
their
sorry,
algorithm,
but pork and vegetables Hawaiian style got 52, but rice with no meat got 78.
78. Yeah, that's so. Yeah, clearly a carb-oriented algorithm, and this is scary. Like this is really really scary. Like to see that they want to push it to put those core on packages. This is really 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 scary. You
So
wanna go?
savory snacks and sweet desserts. I mean, do we even need to read this? But a breakfast pastry got 1,
Mhm.
and 78 was given to almonds chocolate covered. This is going back
Yeah.
to the banana thing you were talking about earlier. Popcorns, air popped, unbuttered, got 70. Sweet potato chips got 69.
Oh yeah, we saw the chips. And potato chips baked plain. This gets a 44.
Actually, I want to see.
Whereas a cracker multigrain gets 24. So you
Okay,
better
so-
have chips than crackers.
Can I point something out? As I just want to go back to what made us have this conversation in the first place. The idea being that we are so dumb. We don't know what's healthy for us to eat. That they had to rate these snacks, and that some of these snacks are actually rated 78. Is it that we're so dumb? Or is it that the way that we are being told to eat does not make sense? Because if you're going to tell me that chocolate covered almonds are 78, but eggs, cheese, and sausage on a biscuit is 16,
This
is there a problem there?
Yeah. That's where I was going. Like within each categories, sometimes it makes sense. But when you cross like your data and compare foods between categories,
It doesn't make any
it
sense.
doesn't make any sense.
This
It
does
doesn't
not make any sense.
How can
Because they're saying that when you see a 78, that's okay to
it should
eat.
be encouraged. So you'd rather have like doesn't mean you rather have like chocolate covered almonds like instead of like fried eggs that scored a 26 like and beef that scored a 25. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how
It's
they did.
absolutely ridiculous.
So you walk in your grocery stores in 5 years from now and you see all those scores on all the food. So you leave out the meat and the eggs and go buy like the almond covered chocolate because they're healthier.
This is insulting. This is insulting. I'm looking at this section of savory snacks and sweet desserts, and the fact that there's anything above
50 or 40,
20,
yeah.
Above 20 makes
20,
no
yeah.
sense.
Indeed.
Everything here should be below 20 or 30 or whatever was that category of like don't eat this.
Don't eat this.
Everything
under
here should be, and yet we have 78 almonds. We have popcorn at 70. We have Sun Chips multigrain, woohoo, 59.
Yeah.
And yet if we go back up to where were the meats, that the fact that pork spare ribs lean is 40, a beef steak is 33. Oh, my delicious feta cheese is at 36.
You see, you need to start eating chocolate covered almonds now instead of your feta cheese in your salad because maybe the salad is ranked not bad here.
I'm
This is
flabbergasted, you guys.
No,
Like,
it's
okay, this is going back to that thing that I was
this
saying
has
the
to be
other
stopped.
day, that they first of all they behave like we are idiots.
Yeah.
Like if they tell us the truth, we're not going to be able to manage this information. So they have to play these games with us. But honestly, what I'm trying to understand is who do we know who sponsored this?
Okay, sponsors and affiliates. This research was supported by Danone and the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, National Institute of Health. The funders had no role in study conception or design, analysis, or interpretation of data, or presentation or publication of any findings. Being the high heads of Danone, I would have never like authorized this to be released. Like this
Well,
makes
you
no
can't
sense.
stop it from being released once
I
you
don't know.
funded it. It's like
Maybe.
research is
But
supposed
it's
to be
like,
released
it's
regardless
so-
of what they find. My problem with this study is that it doesn't give us any new information. All it does is repackage what we've already been doing. but in a worse way, because now it's telling me that chocolate covered almonds are more healthy than chicken or eggs. This whole idea that us poor people don't know how to go to the grocery store and buy healthy food. This is supposed to help us. How is this helping me? Isn't it not putting me in a worse position than I was in before when I was just flying by the seat of my pants and buying whatever? I feel like this is worse.
Oh yeah, their next steps are really scary. So like the current aims and next steps, like where they want to go with that, validate Food Compass against health outcomes. Oh, maybe in 15 years, when the obesity will have reached like 80% of all Americans, they say, oh, maybe our things didn't work. Okay, extend Food Compass to additional large product data sets. 8,000 food, maybe it's not like enough. Obtain data on contents of artificial flavors, corn syrup, MSG. So, okay, it means they didn't take it into consideration if it's the next step. Okay.
I'm sorry. Can we just go back to the data for a second? Because I want to put Wellness Warriors, please answer this question for me. Because this is where I'm confused. If your child comes to you with a package of M&Ms, almond, chocolate candies that has 43 on it, which is in that blue range that says this is okay to eat.
In moderation, yeah.
Are you happy that that's on the front of the package? If your child comes to you with potato chips, lightly salted, which is a 59, are you happy that that's being given a moderate A-OK for? But don't forget that they might bring you the almonds, which means they can have that for supper. The chocolate-covered almonds is a 78. They can have that for supper.
And remember, the cheese are on the 35 and 40s. Like cheese is the worst thing to have on this. Anyway, extend.
That was
food.
sarcasm. Cheese is the worst thing.
Yeah,
I was looking at you for a second, like, what are you saying?
No, but like, yeah. So if your kids come with a piece of cheese, Mom, can I have that? You say no because it's only like 30. Ridiculous.
That's true.
Ridiculous. Like,
please. First of all, share this video because, oh my goodness, like we need people to understand the ridiculousness.
So let me go through the list of where they want to go next. Extend Food Compass to rate retailer, restaurant, and company portfolios.
What does that mean?
By restaurant, like this restaurant has a 40 because on their menu in general, like it's less healthy. Yes, they serve healthy stuff.
Wellness Warriors, can you imagine that you go out to eat at a restaurant and no longer is the steak the healthy choice?
Yeah. It's the pasta with.
It's the pasta
and the bread,
with white sauce.
The other one that's interesting: assess use of Food Compass for front of pack labeling. If we get there, man,
I think I'm front of pack labeling for food information, but I think we take the nutrition label that we already have and put it on the front of the why is it on the back or on the side of the package? Yeah. But the Food Compass thing, this is foolishness. No, I'm saying it straight up. This is foolishness. That Violet doesn't have the common sense to look at some kind of food and say healthy or not healthy. That I need a number on it to tell me what's healthy or not healthy.
But according to the study, like, and I've seen it, people working on that, like interviewed, they say it like between the eat your vegetables and don't drink soda, like people are so dumb that they don't know like what's healthy and not healthy. That's why they created that compass. Like I said before, they don't take into consideration the effect of food on your metabolism. So everything, like it's the kind of study that's a calorie is a calorie basically. Like
100%.
Like it's that because you see all the non-fat stuff, non-meat, like the carbs are less calorie heavy than fat, for example. Like it's ridiculous.
The fruits all got 100%. Can I also point out that because again we don't know how to choose foods for ourselves, that we're gonna go into the store and we're gonna go and look at the packaging for the Food Compass and what else, the heart healthy check and the fortified with vitamins and minerals. Wellness Warriors, do we even understand that when they say fortified with vitamins and minerals, they're talking about chemicals that they've added to chemicals, not the natural vitamins and minerals that would have come from the food? That if you were eating liver, kidney, heart, or any of the organ meats that you would have gotten healthily, no, you're letting them add a chemical to. We are rising in weight. We are metabolically damaged because we keep believing that processed chemical garbage is equivalent to fresh food from the land. That processed chemically garbage is the same as an animal that we've eaten. It is so not reality. And if we go back in history, our ancestors were not chasing those vegetables. They were growing those vegetables for times where they could not catch enough food. Not because that's what we should be eating, but we need to eat something if we can't catch something. Why do we not understand this?
I was smiling just 2 seconds ago because I was looking on their site, and the link is going to be there in the description if there was a contact us something. Because like we encourage you, all of you, share the video, share it, and let's like send them emails. Let's flood them with like, what is this foolishness that you're doing? Like this kind of study and stuff needs to be stopped. It's like
It's
so
a
not
waste
reality.
of resources.
Like again, you open the video mentioning the Canadian and American food guides. They're better than that crap. Honestly, I think the Canadian food guide is better than that crap. Because at least like you have your plate, you should have the vegetables, you should have protein, you should have a little bit of grain. This has to be stopped. You okay?
Like honestly, I feel like we're watching the same story where it's like, oh, how can I spin this idea so I can be in the limelight for a few minutes? So, oh, we've been talking about macronutrients, where we're going to get rid of macronutrients and we're going to give you a scoring system. But the scoring system is scoring the exact same thing. We're giving you the not even exact outcome, worse outcome. Because we don't care about your health. We care about being the latest person who got to score this for you. Do I need somebody to tell me that chocolate covered almonds is healthier than eggs? Do I believe that chocolate covered almonds are healthier than eggs? Because if I believe that, it's because companies told me that. Because my body is going to take those chocolate covered almonds, freak the heck out. And let me tell you something, Wellness Warriors. I would tomorrow live 1 month eating just eggs. I would do it. I would never live a month eating just chocolate covered almonds. I will end up in the hospital. If you told me that all I could eat was chocolate covered almonds, me and you are in a fight. We need to open our eyes. When people tell me, oh, let's put numbers on it, and then the numbers don't make any sense. How are any of these snacks and savory sweet desserts passing 31? How? Why? Because it's natural. It's normal for us to eat these things. Remember, it's normal for us to have candy and garbage and it's normal. Violet, how am I going to enjoy my life if I don't? Oh my God, shut up with this foolishness. No, really, your health is on the damn line. I have to stop swearing. Your health is on the line. Your health. The difference between taking medication and no. The difference between being 30 pounds overweight or no. The difference between heart disease and no. Diabetes and no. And they are looking at you saying 78 for chocolate covered. Like that one is sticking in my head. Can you imagine that your child comes to you and says, well, of course you can buy me these. Look, it's 78. This is healthy. And now you have to fight your kid on that ridiculous untruth. 78 is supposed to mean good to eat at any point in time.
I'm scared. Like I'm going to try to do some more research to try to find all the foods of maybe the database and all their scoring, but try to do a diet plan of all their hundreds. Just taking their 100 and do a diet plan with that. I'm sure it's a recipe for diabetes. Within 5 years. It's like you take the fruit, some vegetables, and maybe not all the juice. Like I think we have in the beverages, like the smoothies and stuff. Like I think I'm gonna keep like an eye on this study to see if like eventually it's just gonna disappear or they're gonna keep going with it, because like that has to be stopped.
What do we want Wellness Warriors to do?
Watch your videos instead of reading those crappy articles.
But no, but really, like do we want them? I mean, yes, I think. Okay, so Wellness Warriors. What I honestly, if there is a way to send feedback, this is chocolate covered I cannot believe that that's beating chicken and beef and pork. That to me makes no sense. There's a video on the screen right here that's going to help you to understand why carbohydrates are not healthy for you to eat. Wellness Warriors, I'm always so happy that I'm flustered right now that you come
Or
back.
two actually
And
this week.
everybody else who's new, please subscribe,
Of
ring the
course.
bell,
And
get
share
on the road to health.
Yeah, and share the video. Like this one, you need to share it. You need to share. People needs to know about that crap and like complain about that crap.
And make sure it doesn't end up on the front of any packaging.
Labels.
Just think about your grandchildren harassing mom and dad. But look, it's healthy. Oh,
Talk to you next week.
talk to you next week.